The Two Neighbours. Long, long ago, in the early days of the world, two neighbours prayed to the great god Zeus, who ruled over the earth. The neighbours presented gifts and bowed low to the ground. Then they begged Zeus, who was the all-knowing and all-powerful, to grant them their heart's desires. Zeus looked deep inside them and saw that one of the neighbours burned with a terrible greed for money, or avarice, which could never be fulfilled. And Zeus saw that the heart of the other neighbour was on fire with envy. So to teach them both a lesson, the wise god decided that he would grant each man whatever he wished for himself, but on one condition: the other neighbour would get twice as much. After the two neighbours had prayed, they began to wish for their heart's desires to see if Zeus had heard and answered them. The first neighbour shut himself inside the house and wished for the room filled with gold. Imagine his astonishment when it appeared before him. But his delight was short-lived, for a few minutes later his neighbour came running into his door to tell him that 2 rooms of gold had appeared in his house. Of course, this man quickly became unhappy too. Instead of being pleased that he had double the treasure, he was envious that his neighbour had been answered by Zeus and had any treasure at all. He instantly found himself wishing that his greedy neighbour might lose one of his eyes. Of course, it was no sooner said than done, but he himself lost both and became totally blind. Vices are their own punishment.